Okay, Villages, Florida. Yes, that's where we are right now. And of course, a lot of you watch this particular channel, and I'm mostly talking about real estate, obviously, realty executives in the villages, and we talk about market stats. And you guys know typically on Fridays, I talk about what's happening in the villages and what's the impact of real estate over the last several years, and specifically what's happened, from COVID on to now. But more recently, I'm really diving into issues that are impactful on our community and maybe even some of our citizens or some of the people that our citizens may know. And my guest today is Jim Bodener. And interestingly enough, Jim and I met through Rotary Club. One of my realtors is a member of the evening club in the villages. And you guys meet on Wednesdays, right?
Correct.
Wednesday evenings.
Yep.
So my guest is Jim. Jim, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so
And
much.
so we're going to talk about something that's really special, and you guys are doing some really unique things. Rotary clubs do amazing things, by the way, around the world, around the country, locally. A lot of local service projects, but also there's some things that Rotary clubs do that a lot of people don't really know. So my first question, Jim, is well, first of all, how did you get to the villages? I want to hear your village story, by the way. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, like everyone comes from somewhere else. My wife and I were, I'm a lawyer, but my wife and I owned a long-term care community in Michigan for many years. We sold our business and moved to the villages. We were both Rotarians in Michigan. I've been a Rotarian for probably 20 years and have had the wonderful opportunity. As you said, Glenn, some people don't understand or realize the impact that Rotary has. We're 33,000 Rotary clubs, I think it's like 3 million Rotarians around the world. We're the organization that, gosh, it's probably been 35 years ago now, maybe 40 years ago, decided to tackle polio and has invested just north of $1 billion, that's with a B, to eradicate polio around the world. My big effort in the last going on 20 years has been in providing safe drinking water to countries around the world. And my wife and I have our fingerprints on, I'll bet you $4 million worth of Rotary grants that were used to fund water projects in Haiti, Honduras, Dominican Republic, Kenya, and the Dominican Republic. And that, Rotary is an organization that has the connections to make a project like that happen.
I don't think there's any doubt, and it's I think it gets overlooked. A lot of people just don't know enough about Rotary, and think that it's a bunch of old guys that are getting together, for lunch or for dinner and just hang out. And yeah, that's part of it. Like the fellowship is part of that, but also there's a lot of things behind the scenes that, and it's not just check writing. There's certain clubs that are really active out there and that are active, for sure. So. You guys are doing something really special. Something that really caught my attention was you're doing something special with veterans. And we have a lot of veterans in our community, obviously, because of our demographic. Tell us about that.
Yes, there are a huge number of veterans here in the villages. And one of the things that I came to realize here in the last 5 years since we've been to the villages, that United States military veterans that are in financial need don't have access to dental services unless they're 100% disabled or were prisoners of war. Now, get your mind around that. They don't have access to dental services unless they're 100% disabled or were prisoners of war. Here in the villages, there aren't a lot of low-income veterans here in the villages, but you get out into the three-county area around the villages. There's a lot of poverty, and a subset of that is our low-income veterans. We looked at the problem, and a group of nonprofits created a really unique program. The whole effort was kind of driven by an organization called Sunshine State Veterans Fund, a small nonprofit organization based out of Lake City that was intent on finding ways to serve veterans. And our Rotary Club, the Evening Rotary Club of the Villages, partnered with Sunshine State Veterans Fund and Langley Health Services Langley is a federally qualified healthcare organization with half a dozen locations here in Central Florida, and they provide medical, dental, and behavioral care services to low-income folks here in the three-county area. So Langley is able to provide dental services to low-income veterans. If they have to meet the financial criteria, of course, but if they meet that criteria, Langley can provide dental services to that veteran with an out-of-pocket cost to the veteran of $50 for general dentistry. So what we did is we put together a fund called the Smiles for Veterans Dental Fund, initially seeded by Sunshine State Veterans Fund, now joined by the Evening Rotary Club of the Villages, the Morning Rotary Club of the Villages, a group called Summer Glen Veterans Fund, and other donors to reduce that $50 service fee to a $5 service fee. So the veteran can come to Langley and get whatever, a half a dozen teeth pulled. The retail cost of those extractions might be $1,000, but the veteran will pay $5 in an out-of-pocket fee. As we got into the program, we've been doing this now very effectively for the better part of 3 years. But during the last year, we realized there was a missing piece. You know, it was wonderful that we could do general dentistry, that we could extract teeth. You know, the dentist at Langley can perform all of that routine dentistry. But once those teeth are pulled, the veteran needs dentures. They may want to be reemployed in the workforce. They may have family relationships that make it awkward or uncomfortable, and they need dentures. So we've put together a program in partnership with, again, our Rotary Club, the Morning Rotary Club, and a couple private donors, and Sunshine State Veterans Fund to provide dentures for veterans during the coming year. And we have funded that program for the next 12 months to assure that we can provide, we're estimating a set of dentures a month to the veteran community.
How did you get involved in this? Like, there's many worthwhile causes. This is definitely one of them. How did you get involved in this one?
Well, I have our son is a career Navy guy. During my efforts with the water filter program, providing safe drinking water, I formed an incredible organization, relationship with the United States Navy. Our Rotary partners, we were putting water filters on board U.S. naval ships. The Navy was helping us with logistics to get that technology delivered to developing countries. So I had a keen awareness of the veterans, the military, the relationship through our son, and it became a personal interest to me to see what we could do to drive this program forward. And we, fortunately, I've teamed up with the right folks. You team up with, Sunshine State Veterans Fund has been an awesome organization to seed projects. They can provide seed money to get a project going, but then Rotary is an awesome organization. You bring an idea to a Rotarian, and they're all over it. One of our Rotary friends here about 3 months ago, we had talked to him about what we were doing, how we wanted to drive the program forward. He wrote out a check to us for $15,000 to use as a matching fund to challenge other Rotary clubs and other donors to match dollar for dollar contributions to this Smiles for Veterans Dental Fund.
Wow. So if someone knows a veteran that's out there, what's the process? Do they connect with Langley? What do they do? What's the process?
We've tried to keep it very, very simple. Simplicity is awesome. There's a single point of contact, and the gentleman's name is Paul Quinn. He works for Langley. Paul's telephone number is 352-569-2935. Again, that's Paul Quinn, 352-569-2935. And Paul is the single point of contact. He will talk to the veteran. He will make sure the veteran qualifies for the benefit, and he will get that veteran scheduled for whatever services are needed. At the same time, we're out networking with our Rotary friends, with others, with individual donors, with the community, to tell the story and to obviously to raise funds to continue the program. One of the pieces, as you well know, Rotary has horsepower all over the United States. And what we want to do is be able to share what we've done with other Rotary clubs, with other federally qualified healthcare organizations like Langley, so that other groups, other people can duplicate it. We certainly don't want to duplicate it outside of our 3-county area, but we would love to share. I've put together kind of a how-to guide that I can share with Rotary clubs on how to replicate this program throughout the United States.
Is that the next move? You know, or is it, or are there two moves simultaneously here where we're trying to bring awareness locally? It sounds that way, and we're also trying to get other clubs involved.
You know, we want to get we want to drive the program forward here locally. That is certainly our priority. But if we're really going to make an impact, and when you hook your car to the horsepower of Rotary, you've got a message that can be told all over the United States. And I would love to see us share how we did it. You know, it's the how-to guide of how it was done, so that other Rotary clubs can pick it up and run with it, and set up similar relationships anywhere in the United States. The veteran population there is a huge veteran population here in Florida, but there's also a low-income veteran population all over the United States. And you know, my vision would be to do a good job here. Don't overcommit and underperform. You know, be able to continue to raise money for our Smiles for Veterans Dental Fund. But at the same time, we've put together a very carefully crafted how-to guide to share with other Rotary clubs and other folks with similar intentions anywhere around the United States.
So two things on that. Number one, how can someone gain access to the how-to guide? So somebody watches this and they say, you know what, I'm actually in Michigan. We get a lot of people that are not in the villages right now. A lot of my subscribers here, we have 600 plus subscribers, and sometimes we have thousands of views for people that don't even subscribe, but they find it and they're out of the market. How can they get a hold of that particular list?
Contact me, and in a minute here, I'll give you my email address. Contact me. I will make direct contact. I will mentor the person. I will show them the how-to guide. I will tell them how to do it. They can replicate it at their pleasure. I mean, they can change the program if they want, but I can show them how a successful program works. And again, if it's a Rotary club, Rotarians do this all the time. That's what we do. As you know, we have a huge network of friends all over the world, and you can sit down with any of those friends and talk about good projects, and they'll get behind what you're doing.
Heart of service for sure.
So they can contact me, and my email address is my last name, first initial, @gmail.com. So that's Bodener, B as in boy, O-D, ENNERJ @gmail.com. Or again, if it's a veteran, contact Paul Quinn directly. And again, his phone number is area code 352-569-2935.
And Jim, if they want to donate money to the cause, do they connect with you?
They can connect with me. I will talk them through the process. If they donate $100 to the Rotary Club of the Village's Evening Foundation, we'll match it dollar for dollar.
Love that.
Till our funds run out, but we still have matching funds available to match contributions dollar for dollar.
Love it. Love it. Jim, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well done.
Appreciate it.